What is up, guys? Happy Wednesday. Here we are. We're midway through our final week. All about exercise this week. Curious how you guys are doing. Pups and I just went to get some coffee, starting our day. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about just like periodized training. What does that mean? What should I be doing? And ultimately, guys, we're tying this all in still with the all or nothing mindset. Okay. So find something that you really enjoy doing. My task for you today is just to encourage you to even try something new, right? So I want you guys to try a new form of exercise. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Maybe it's more like calisthenics and yoga. Maybe it's like body weight workout, or maybe it's going to the gym and getting, using some weights, or, doing something. Maybe it's taking a group class, something that you've kind of have been interested in trying, but you haven't really ventured out for whatever reason. I want you guys to just start to kind of do that, right? And you can find something on YouTube, even like pull up like a yoga class and just do something online, so you can dabble in these things without having to go and invest a lot of time or money into it. Okay. It's just really about exploring and seeing what are some things that you enjoy doing. So when you think about the longevity of the program that we're trying to build, what's sustainable is something that you're gonna do, right? And that means, are you enjoying it? Are you having fun? Are you feeling challenged in your growth within that? Is there some sort of community around that for you that you feel like you can build that camaraderie, right? Like all of those things are really important for us to not just stay where it's like, oh, I have to keep doing this, right? It's like, well, what do I get to do? What do I want to do? So that's what I really want to encourage you guys to do. Get out there, try something new, and just see, like maybe you didn't like it, maybe you did, it's just all about kind of enjoying that process of exploring. And then when we talk about periodized training, so we'll go a little bit deeper. Basically, that just means, how are we going to set up this workout program to best tap in for your body, right? We want to make sure we're getting adequate rest, and all that. We've already talked about the food and stuff around workouts last week. So really just thinking about, well, how do I break down some of my workouts? Okay. I personally enjoy more of the bodybuilding approach, which is, singular muscles each day. The method behind that is kind of, I can put a lot of energy into working a smaller or, subset of muscles. And then I allow myself a lot of adequate time for those to rest. And that means then I can hit another muscle tomorrow and I'm not overworking them, right? So in general, there's some other rules that kind of like, or situations that maybe would negate this, but in general, you kind of want, at least one full day of rest in between, 24 to 48 hours. Usually more like 48 hours of rest before you work out that muscle again. Now, if you're a big CrossFitter or something, you can do that multiple days. It just may hinder depending on what your goal is. If your goal is, let's say, hypertrophy and muscle growth, breaking them down every single day, you're not going to see the best benefit in those gains because, muscles are big scars, basically. You need to grow the tissue, you rip it apart, it grows on top, you rip it, and then it grows that way. And it needs time to rest and repair in order to grow. Now, from a weight loss standpoint, you want all of that repairing as well, because that's burning calories, why it's repairing too. Okay. So when I think about like a bodybuilding split, that's why, that allows me to work out multiple days in a row and not overwork the same muscles. So for example, I would do, let's say, like back on Monday, chest on Tuesday, give my upper body a full rest day, because when I use back, my supporting muscles are also going to be like my biceps. When I do chest, my supporting muscles are going to be triceps. So those same things are, something to take into account. So then Wednesday I would do a leg day, get my full upper body rest. And then maybe Thursday I would hit shoulders, Friday I would hit arms. And then maybe Saturday I'll hit legs again, or I'll go for a hike, or I'll do something active, right? So that's just one example. There's so many different ways. If you want to not work out that much, maybe you're only working out through, let's say, 3 days a week, then maybe you could do back and chest. So working kind of what we call opposing muscle groups, so the front and the back kind of together, just helps to kind of keep more body alignment in good. On a deeper note of that, like, if you sit in a desk a lot, chances are you're kind of rounded here, you know, like, so the focus would be kind of like heavier weight and maybe more volume, more repetitions, or heavier weight, less reps, but more volume. So maybe more sets on like your back. You want to build that up. Think about like opening your chest up, bringing the shoulders back. And then on the contrary of that would be working the chest, but you want to do maybe lighter weight, more repetitions, less volume, just to kind of open that, because you don't, when we're pulled here, we're already kind of overdeveloped in the chest, so we want to pull the back, open the chest up. Okay, so working those opposing muscle groups is good for keeping that kind of postural alignment. And then say, so if you're chest and back, you know, on Monday, then maybe take a rest day Tuesday, Wednesday, then you could do a full leg day. And then you know, take a rest day, and then maybe Friday hit shoulders, arms, kind of the accessories. Abs are the exception. You can do abs every single day without overworking them. They don't need that recovery like everything else does. They may be sore, they may like hinder your performance a little bit as far as output goes if you're working them consecutively really hard. But you're not going to overwork them like you will the other muscles that need a lot more rest to grow. Okay, so that's another example. If you're doing a 2-day, maybe you're doing upper body one day, lower body one day, or you could do a full body with a rest or two and then another full body. Okay, so just examples. That's more weightlifting specific. You know, if you're doing yoga, if you're stretching, great, you can do that every day, right? It's not gonna, your goal isn't to try and break down the muscles to then grow. So in that case, it's okay, right? For strength gains, you're gonna look a little bit different too. You may lift really, really heavy on a day or two of the week, and then the other days are gonna be a little bit more supporting. You still would probably, I would say you're still going to, target more like single muscles, not overwork them 2 days in a row. But then if you're a CrossFitter, you know, and your goal is mostly just to get faster, stronger, you know, like all of the stuff, oftentimes you may be working some of the same muscles 2 days in a row. So that is more important to make sure that you're fueling properly and getting adequate rest, because you're going to be over stressing those. So it's not that you're not going to see gains in those areas doing it that way. It just may be slower progress. And if you're really trying to build muscle, like bodybuilding, then maybe CrossFit's not the right style of workout for you. Okay, so when we again think about periodization, it's how am I going to allow myself to grow within the program, but then also like that adds in the rest that's needed in order for that growth. Okay, so it all is dependent on your goals, whether you're trying to get stronger, leaner, or bigger. Okay, all of those things, everything's going to change. If you just want to get kind of like more of a lean body, you're fine doing, you know, workouts every day. Again, kind of taking into equate what is sore, what's not sore. I would still either adjust the types of workouts that you do. Maybe it's one full body really intense, and then the next day is more movement. You know, you want to try and give yourself a good day of rest to just let your body recover. Doesn't mean you can't be active. Maybe you can do some cardio on that day or something more light. Or do yoga the next day. You know, stretching is a good complement to weightlifting. So things like that. Always be thinking about, all right, well, how's my body recovering? How can I add to that, right? Remember, even exercise like lifting is stress, right? It's a good stress. It helps your body, but we also need to mitigate that stress so then we're not creating too much cortisol and too much weight gain, right? So even if we're trying to build muscle, we don't want to we're not trying to put on a lot of fat, right? So we try and do that through food instead of stress. Okay, I hope that helps, guys. Reach out with any questions, and I will talk to you guys later.